Good morning, my dear students. How are you? In the previous live session, we have already discussed about the revision part of lesson 1 and lesson 7. Lesson 1, representation of geographical features, and lesson 7, the study of continent, South America. We have already completed the revision part also, but we have to, once more, we have to discuss these two lessons. Okay, so please listen carefully. So today we are going to discuss these two lessons again. Okay, so lesson 1, representation of geographical features. In that lesson we have discussed what all the main topics we have already discussed in that lesson. First, globe. Okay, so what is meant by a globe? From your lower grade onwards, you are studying these same thing. What is meant by globe, map, etc. Okay, so what is meant by a globe? Globe is a model of the earth. Okay, it's a small model of the earth. It is in spherical shape. Okay, so globe is a model of the earth. Okay, model of the earth, and it is in, compared to map, it is in big in size. Okay, so due to that it cannot be carried around easily. Okay, so then we discussed maps. Okay, secondly we discussed maps. So what is meant by a map? It is spherical in shape, it is flat one. Okay, it's drawn on a flat surface. What is meant by a map? A drawing of the earth's surface, either whole or part of it, on a flat surface. Whole means the whole earth, like a world map. Okay, it shows all continents, oceans. Okay, so that represents whole earth. And part of it means some map shows Kerala, only the state Kerala. Map shows either whole or part of it. Okay, a small area. Okay, so like this, different types of maps are there. All maps drawn on a flat surface, that means like a page. Okay, so these are maps, and a book of maps. Okay, in a book different types of maps are there. Okay, so this book is called an atlas. That also you have studied in your lower grade. Okay, so in this lesson we are not discussing about atlas, but you have to know what is meant by an atlas. Okay, so maps are drawing of earth's surface, either whole or part of it on a flat surface. Okay, so that is maps. Okay, then we discussed different types of maps. Okay, different types of maps. What are they? Do you know the names of these maps? First one, physical map. Second one, political map. Third one, thematic map. And the fourth one, we have already discussed in live session about the fourth type of map. Do you know? Yes, that is topographic map. Okay, so these are the major types of map: physical map, political map, thematic map, and topographic map. Physical map shows physical features or natural features. Okay, physical map shows physical features or natural features. Example, rivers, mountains, oceans, etc. Okay, so these are the natural features on the earth. So the map shows natural features. This type of map is called physical map. Next one is political. Political map. That means this type of map shows boundaries of a place, continent, country, etc. Okay, so that is political map. And the third one is thematic map. Theme, thematic, okay, based on a theme, based on a theme, that is thematic map. Okay, for an example, one map shows only one theme. For an example, rainfall in India. Okay, so on the India's map we can see only the rainfall. It's based on a theme, only one theme. So that is called thematic map. Then what about topographic map? Topographic map is a large scale map. Okay, it is a large scale map. This map shows both man-made and natural features. Man-made and natural features. Man-made means building, road, bridges, etc. And natural features we have already discussed. Natural features, rivers, mountains, oceans, etc. Okay, so these are the natural features. Okay, so topographic map shows both man-made and natural features. Okay, so that is topographic map. Okay, so these are the four important types of map: physical map, political map, thematic map and topographic map. Okay, I hope it's clear for you. Then we discussed about the differences between globe and map. Okay, globe is a model of the earth, but map is a drawing of the earth surface. It is spherical in shape, this one is flat one. Okay, and it is big in size. Due to that, it cannot be carried around easily. But in the case of map, we can carry it around easily. And globe shows the actual location of a place, oceans, etc. on the globe. But in the case of map, doesn't show the actual shape of a place, continent or ocean. Okay, so this is all about some differences between map and globe. This also you have to study well. Okay, so these are the introduction part of the lesson, representation of geographical features. Next, we discussed important features of maps. Important features. First, we discussed scale. What is the scale of a map? What is meant by that? A relation between distance on a map and corresponding distance on the ground. Okay, distance on the map and corresponding distance on the ground, that is called scale. Okay, so two important types of scales are the first one is small scale and the next one is large scale. So these are the two important scales we use to draw maps: small scale and large scale. Small scale covers, we have already discussed in the live session, small scale covers large area, so it provides less information. It doesn't provide the detailed information of a place, it provides only less information. But in the case of large scale, a large scale map covers small area. So this type of large scale map provides detailed information of a place. Okay, so it provides detailed information of a place. Okay, that means for an example we have already discussed plan, correct? To build a house we need a plan. Okay, so that means it is drawn on a large scale. It provides detailed information of that building or a room. Okay, so that means large scale maps. Okay, these are the two important scales we use to draw the map. First one is small scale. Small scale maps cover large area and provide less information, and large scale map covers small area and it can provide detailed information. Okay, so these are the two important scales. And next we discussed direction. Okay, direction. Okay, so next we discussed direction. Okay, so you know what are the four major directions, isn't it? What are the four major directions? North, south, west and east. Okay, so these are the four major directions: north, south, west, east. Okay, so these are the four major directions. On a map, you can see the direction like this: north, south, west, east. Okay, so like this you can see the symbol on a map. So when you see this, you can easily understand the direction on a map, isn't it? On a map you can easily understand the direction: north, south, east, west. Okay, so in a map you can see some intermediate directions also. Intermediate. Okay, intermediate. So north, between the north and east, northeast. Between south and east, southeast. Between south and west, southwest. And between north and west, that is northwest. Okay, so like this some directions also there, and in the direction we discussed north line. Or vertical line, uppermost point, that is a pointed arrow and it written as N. It is called north line. Okay, so this is all about direction, and four major directions, sub-directions also there, and sometimes you can see this symbol, that is upper vertical line, uppermost has an arrow and it's written as N. So that is called north line. Okay, so sometimes the map doesn't show any direction or any direction. So such cases we are considering the upper part of the map is north and lower part is south, right hand side is east and left hand side is west. Okay, so we have already discussed that. Next we discussed conventional symbols. Conventional symbols. Conventional symbols, it's also a set of symbols. It is internationally agreed symbols. Okay, to show some features, man-made or natural features. To show building, tree, road, etc. on a map, we use a set of symbols. Okay, so these symbols are internationally agreed symbols. This is called conventional symbols. Internationally agreed symbols. Okay, we use internationally agreed symbols to draw a map are called conventional symbols. Okay, so this is conventional symbols, and we have already discussed in the live session, that is some conventional symbols. This is the symbol of church. Okay, so like this you have to study all the conventional symbols. It's already given in your textbook. You have to study these symbols. Okay, then we discussed key. Key. So what is meant by a key? It's a given on a map. You can see a box. In the box it's given symbols. It's given a symbols and its meaning. Okay, on a map we can see that a box. In the box it shows symbol and its meaning. Okay, that is called a key. Meaning of symbol we used in a map, that is called a key. Okay, it is usually given in a list or a box and it shows symbol and its meaning. Okay, so that is called key. Okay, so these are the important features on a map we have already discussed. Then we discussed in this lesson, we discussed about some important drawings. Okay, drawings, that is plan and sketch. Okay, so map we have already discussed, that also one of the important drawing, and at the same time plan and sketch, this also some important drawing. Plan means, I already told that, plan means it is a detailed drawing of a room or a building on a large scale. Okay, to build a room or to build a building, shopping mall. etc. Okay, so in this purpose, plan is needed. It shows detailed information of a room or a building. Okay, so that is plan. To draw plan, large scale is used. Large scale. Okay, scale is needed to draw a plan. But in the case of sketch, it is a rough drawing. Here, scale is not used to draw a sketch. It is only rough drawing or to draw route map and all. Sketch is a rough drawing of an area, and here to draw a sketch, no scale is used. Okay, scale is not used to draw a sketch. Okay, so these are the important topics we have discussed in the lesson 1, representation of geographical features. Okay, in the live session we have already discussed. Okay, anyway, you just go through this one more time. Okay, so these are the important topics we have to cover from the lesson 1. Okay, next we can discuss lesson 7, the continent of South America. Continent South America. Okay, so in the South America, we have already discussed some important physical features. Physical features means landforms. Different types of landforms are found in South America. First one, mountain range. Mountain ranges in South America, it is collectively known as the Andes. It is a parallel mountain ranges like Himalayas. Okay, the Andes mountain range. And next one is plateau region, that is highland region, that is called the Eastern Highlands. Next one is the Central Plains. Okay, the last one is the coastal plain. Okay, so these are the 4 important physical features of South America. First one, the Andes. Second one, the Eastern Highlands, and the third one is the Central Plains, and the fourth one is the coastal plains. Okay, so these are the 4 important physical features of South America: the Andes, the Eastern Highlands, the Central Plain, the coastal plain. Okay, so these are the 4 important physical features of South America. And the Andes is a mountain range and parallel mountain range, and in that, which is the highest peak in the Andes mountain range, which is the highest peak? Mount Aconcagua. Okay, so Mount Aconcagua is the highest peak in the Andes mountain ranges. Along with that, some important peaks also there, that is Chimborazo and Cotopaxi. Okay, so these are the important peaks of South America. It is located in the Andes mountain range. Okay, so that is Mount Aconcagua, Chimborazo and Cotopaxi. These are the important peaks of South America. It is located in the Andes mountain ranges. Okay, and this is a parallel mountain ranges. Like Himalaya, the Andes also young fault mountain. Okay, young fault mountain. In the Andes mountain ranges, some plateaus also located. Among that, Altiplano. Altiplano is the largest one. It is located between Bolivia and southeastern Peru. Okay, Altiplano. Okay, that is one important plateau in South America. It is located in the Andes mountain range. And Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca, it is the one of the important lake of South America. It is also originated from the Andes. Okay, so these are the important facts of the Andes. You have to read the textbook well. Okay, then only you can understand these important features. Okay, so this is all about the Andes. And next one is the Eastern Highlands. Highlands, that means it's a highland region above sea level. It's a highland region. Okay, the landform, it's located above sea level, that is highland region. Mainly 3 important highlands are there in South America. that is Guyana Highland, Brazilian Highland and Patagonia. Okay, so these are the important highlands of South America. It is located in the east direction of the continent. That means east direction of the continent. That is why it is called as the Eastern Highland. Okay, the Eastern Highlands, it is located in the east direction of the continent. Okay, so in that three important highland regions are the Guyana, Brazilian and Patagonia. Okay, so from the Guyana Highlands, Angel Falls originated. So you have to read that part well. Okay, so next the Central Plains, center. It is located in the center between Andes and the Eastern Highlands, Central Plains located. Okay, between these two Central Plain. Okay, the Central Plain, it is well known for agricultural activities. Okay, it is well known for agricultural activities. In the Central Plains, some important vegetations also found. Vegetation. Okay, so mainly forest. In the Central Plain, it has a dense forest. Okay, dense forest near the Amazon basin. It is called selvas. Okay, selvas. Okay, dense thick forest found near the Amazon basin is called selva, and this is the thick forest, evergreen forest found in South America. Next we discussed llanos. So what is meant by llanos? It is a grassland, tropical grassland found near to the Orinoco basin, Orinoco river basin. Okay, so that is called llanos. Okay, it is a tropical grassland found near to the Orinoco basin is called llanos. And next one is Cambos. Cambos. It's also a tropical grassland. Here the llanos is a tropical grassland found near the Orinoco river basin. Here the Cambos. Cambos also tropical grassland. Okay, tropical grassland, and it's found between the Brazilian and Amazon basin. Okay, between the Brazilian highland and Amazon basin, grasslands are there. These grasslands are called Cambos. Okay, llanos are the tropical grasslands found near the Orinoco basin. Cambos. Cambos is a tropical grassland found between the Brazilian highland and Amazon basin. Okay, so next we discuss one more important grassland, that is Pampas. Pampas. Okay, so what is meant by Pampas? Llanos and Cambos are tropical grasslands. But in the case of Pampas, it's a temperate grassland. Only grasses are there, tall grasses. Here we cannot find treeless region. Temperate grasslands are treeless region. Only grasses are there, tall grasses. Okay, so that is Pampas region. Okay, Pampas. The Pampas located to the southeast of Gran Chaco. To the south and east of Gran Chaco, Pampas located. Okay, so selvas. Selvas is the tropical rainforest. Llanos and Cambos are tropical grassland. Pampas is a temperate grassland. Okay, so these are the important vegetation found in Central Plain. Okay, so these are the important vegetation. And next we discuss the coastal plains. Coastal plains, mainly the plains are located along the ocean or sea. Here near to the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, the coastal plain stretches, and very important major desert of South America located between the coastal plain, that is Atacama Desert. It is a very dry region of South America, Atacama Desert. Okay, so these are the important features, physical features of South America. We have already discussed through the classes and revision class. That means in the live session, we have already discussed these things in detail. Okay, so once again I am saying, please read the textbook well. Okay, then only you can attempt the question for the exam. Okay, so next week onwards your exam will start. Okay, so prepare well. Today itself you just start your revision. And in the South America lesson, from the resource and their utilization, no need to study. Okay, till the resource, till that means 4 physical features you have to study. After that, after the coastal plain, resources and their utilization, that part no need to study. Clear? Okay, I already told in the live session also. I just repeat. Okay, no need to study resource and their utilization. And today itself you just start your revision and do well, prepare well for the examination. All the very best my kids, do well and you have to score very good mark in the exam. Okay, all the very best. Thank you.